5. One thing about my life, the jokes, they never end. One thing about my life, it never ceases to amaze me, okay? Like, let me jump into it. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here today and you haven't subscribed, clearly you're a hater because you should have subscribed by now. And for all my returning subscribers, welcome to another video by your ultimate fave. And your ultimate fave, yo, go ahead guys, go ahead, let me have a drink of Hennessy. Guys, I've been drinking all day. Like, I've even lost count of which side of the glass I'm drinking on. But like, it's almost like the jokes never really stop flowing when it comes to me, you know, like the joke never ends. Like, my life will obviously be a joke. And you know, I told myself that in the year of 2023 you guys are gonna hate me for this, right? Because I've got so many stories backed up. But like, I told myself in the year of 2023 I do not want to tell any more story times. Like, for the whole year, no story times, just content, just vlogs, just TV recaps, but no story times. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna hate me for this because, man, no story times, 12 months, that's 365 days, yo, and that's like, you know, story time queen, God. But then I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna do that, then the least I can do is end off with a couple of story times. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna film one today, maybe film one tomorrow, get it out the way, whatever the case may be. So, how this story time came about, and I actually forgot it, was a friend of mine and I were on a phone call the other day, and she was like, hey, do you remember when this happened? No. She told me that she saw this particular guy, and then she reminded me that the last time I spoke about him was when this particular incident happened. Like, you know, let me just have a drink, child. No, that's not strong enough. That's Hennessy and tonic. I'ma just need the Espolon, child. So without rambling too much, just get into the story. Damn, I bought such hectic shot glasses. All right, if you guys are wondering if I'm a bit tipsy, I probably am. This is my third video. Woo! Jesus! All right, so oh man, the story is about an ex that you guys are familiar with, and I also told myself in 2023 no more talking about the exes I've been talking about from 2019. But like, I remembered this. It was a hidden gem. Like, let's call the story the hidden gem. So the story is about Kenneth. I'm not even gonna lie, Kenneth was definitely the shaker-upper of my 2022. Like, after what he did with the whole kind of Nancy Drew story of the other girls all coming out and whatever the case may be, Kenneth was definitely the shaker-upper of my 2022. But this actually happened while I was dating Kenneth in 2019, and I completely forgot about it. But judging by the title of the video, you guys already have an idea of what's going on, so let me jump into it. So y'all all know I was dating Kenneth, you know, a sleaze bag, like snake rat, everything, that's fine. But I was dating Kenneth, and I don't know if this actually happened before or after what we could call our official relationship, because now the thing is, I dated Ken. No. It was in between the interim of our official relationship. So now him and I, basically, if you include everything of him courting me up till the point where I got rid of him, was 6 months. But this happened throughout that 6-month period, right? So for anybody who doesn't know who Kenneth is and jumped onto the family now, I want you to go watch a couple of my story times where I mentioned this guy Kenneth. If not, watch this year's story times, because they are very significant and prevalent to Girl, I don't know, just go back as far back as you can, because like all my exes have specific names. I don't know what to say. But anyway, while I was dating Kenneth, this particular incident happened. And I know till this day it was some bullshit. And I also need to stop involving family members in this. But then sometimes a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. Fine. So I was dating Kenneth, and I remember that now Kenneth and I were completely different people. At the time that I met Kenneth, I was going out, but I kind of like nigga fukutsile, guys. I was not someone who went out as often. Like I used to go. No, Kenneth might Kenneth might dispute this, but like he has no voice. He can never come dispute this. But right after I broke up with Drake, Kenneth was kind of sort of the rebound, but I wouldn't like. He was a rebound, but then he came back again in 2000 and not even before now, like 2021, and then he resurfaced in 2022, right? Because I told you guys the story of how he came back in 2021, and yes, I did tell that story time. So in 2019, I was still in my baddie girl era where I was still getting over Drake. I was still very heartbroken. I just met Kenneth, but also Kenneth was giving very snake rat vibes. So I didn't know whether to trust him or not. But then this was the turning point where I knew for a fact I could not trust Kenneth, because the first time was obviously the phone situation where his phone was unlocked, and then I found out he was still talking to his ex. But then this particular one, judging by the fact that he had so many women in his roster, I don't even know which woman this could have particularly been. Like, there was a lot of us. So now I don't know who did this, okay? Yo! It could have been anybody at this point. Because those, like I said, Kenneth was playing a big game, and I just want to say, Kenneth, I'm sorry, I just want to say, HIV cases are on the rise. That's all I'm saying, and that's all I'll say. Things were a bit rocky between us, if I remember correctly. Like, I don't remember us in that particular moment in time, like we were fine, but I was starting to notice kind of like the really off elements about Kenneth, like how certain times he wouldn't answer his phone, and like he was a good boyfriend to me at the time, but he was like a lot like Nathan. Actually, he was very sneaky with his phone. He was very no, but he was actually a lot more forthcoming than Nathan. I'm not gonna lie about that. Nathan was actually probably the worst boyfriend I've had. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. Like, if anybody sends this to Nathan is the worst boyfriend by far I've ever had. When it comes to my insecurities, how I feel, comforting me, Nathan's story time is coming up. Don't sleep on it. Do not. I will film it on the 31st. It might be released in the new year, but I will film it before 2023 ends. Kenneth was very sneaky, but he was a little bit more forthcoming. But I don't know, at that time, I don't know what was going on between us. I kind of picked up on his little, sneaky habits, like how he wouldn't answer his phone, or like how he would say he was somewhere, but like his story wouldn't correlate. And if you remember what I told you about Kenneth was a very observant guy. So he would kind of lead you into believing that you're overreacting when you're not. That particular day, what had happened was Kenneth and I, we had a fight from the previous night, dumbass. Kenneth and I had a fight or two the night before, if I remember correctly, because that day when he came to me, he knew I was upset with him. But essentially what had happened was my dad had asked me to take two of my cousins. So one was my brother and the other one was my cousin. You guys have seen them on my channel, actually. Oh, you guys have seen them on the last vlog that I did. So it was Lesego and Punka. My dad had asked me to take them out, so I had offered to take them to Goldrift City, and I was like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna go with them to Goldrift City, to this amusement park. And for anyone who watches my channel and is not South African, Goldrift City is what we regard as an amusement park, So I said I would take them there with my dad. I said to my dad I'd take them there, and he was like, I'd be cool. So I had known a few days prior I was going to take them there. That's how I knew that I was kind of pissed off with Kenneth. Sharp. So on the day that I take them there, I pick up my little brothers. I call them both my brothers. I picked them up, my little brothers. I got the money from my dad, and Goldrift City. Now, anybody who knows Goldrift City must be there early o'clock. Damn, shit, I'm tipsy as fuck. No, I know I'm tipsy when I start like mixing up the words or mincing up the words. But we got there at around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And now at that time, I was still dating Kenneth, right? So I was obviously letting him know that, hey, I got to Gold Reef, this is what's happening, da da da. But like, we weren't really talking because I was upset with him. Shab. So he asked me that day, what am I doing? And I'm like, no, I've taken the boys to Gold Reef City. And he's like, oh, okay, how long you want to be there for? I want to see you. And I remember that day because, guys, he was so hesitant on, like, no, not hesitant, he was so adamant about seeing me. And I was just like, yeah, I guess you can come, like, So he's like, no, where are you? I'm like, I'm at Gold Reef City with my little brothers. And he's like, no, let me come see you. And initially I thought he wasn't going to come because now another thing about Kenneth is that he was so, like, he is notorious for flaking. He will flake. Like, whatever the circumstance, he will say something, he will not pitch. You know, like, it was something I'd become very comfortable with, in the sense that I knew that 80% of the time if he says I'm coming, he's not coming. He comes. And that day, he only came because he knew I was upset with him, right? I want to emphasize that part because I don't remember what I was upset with him about, but like, I knew for a fact I was so pissed off. Oh no, man. I was pissed off because when I asked him like why you went MIA, he said it was his sister, like, oh, we know this is nankelelo, it's nankelelo. He said it was with the sister. He said he went to go see her. What? Right. So he gets to Gold Reef. He's wearing the ugliest. No, guys, I'm not dissing him because we're not together anymore. He just had no dress sense. Like, his dress sense was just the fucking worst. Like, honestly, out of all my exes, Kenneth, oh, he was the worst dressed at the party. Like, I think the best dressed, it's a hard one between Drake and Nathan, but I'm gonna go with Nathan because Nathan didn't need a lot to make him look good, whereas Drake, he needed brands to make him look good. Nathan looks good, like, he's got high-end luxury clothing, but like, you know, why am I talking about my exes like this? Anyway, child, y'all all look good. Choo-choo. Anyway, fine. Nathan, I feel Gold Reef City. I'm obviously pissed off. He's like, where are you? I'm like, no, I'm down here by this section of Gold Reef City. Now there's a section of Gold Reef City which has the UFO, Miners Revenge, and that side. Fine, he walks down. He gets there, he's a bit, you know, he's lovely. He's like, hey, how are you? He's laughing. He's being his old Kenneth self. And he can obviously tell that, like, I'm not feeling the situation right now. And he's like, what's wrong? Now, Kenneth was a very soft guy. Like, by nature, he's just soft. He's a very soft-spoken, soft, like, he's not generally the type to get aggressive. Like, it's not like him. No, it's unlike Kenneth to get aggressive. So like, he's like, what's wrong, Naledi? Let me talk to you. Can you give me a hug? Yo! Aputamo! Can you give me a hug? Aputamo! So we give each other hugs, whatever. I get the time for what I'm seeing. Hi, finally, we're talking. We go to get like slushies, alcoholic slushies. Because now the kids are at Gold Reef. I'm not now. Now I'm sorting out my lover's quarrel. Now he's here and now I need to address how I feel. I'm still pissed off because I don't know where he was. As he's talking, do I not see a love bite on his neck? Love bite on his fucking neck. Kenneth was yapping away. And I'm like, what's this? God, even when I did this to his face. I remember I did this to his face. What's this? God, is that a love bite on you? On your neck? And he's like, no. It's not a love bite on my neck. I'm like, you wanna, Kenneth? That is a love bite on your neck. I know a love bite. I give love bites in more places than I'd like to admit. That is a love bite on your fucking neck. And one more, guys, he's tired, man. He's had a very extensive night. whoever was riding the shit out of him the night before made sure. That's why he didn't answer his calls. Now, in hindsight, after everything that happened, that I've told you guys about on the story time, it makes sense why he had a love bite. Okay, he has a love bite on his neck. So I'm like, what is this? And he's like, no, it's a mosquito bite. I'm like, Kita pizza tashava. If you don't get a style, you better come up with a better excuse than that. I'm like, what is this, Kenneth? He's like, no, it's a love bite. No, he's like, no, it's a mosquito bite. I'm like, oh, why is there no bump on the mosquito bite? I'm like, I know a love bite when I see it. He's purple, guys, even on his part. No, he wasn't even that purple because he didn't notice it when he left the house. It was like right here, just up his neck. So like if he's looking like this, I actually can't see it. But like it was right here, a circle. And then the other outer part was pink and then the inner part was purple. So whoever was licking his neck was making, like Edward Cullen. Whoever Edward Cullen who was licking his neck the night before, Bella, Twilight, Owen's a shock. You gave my relationship a run for its money. I'm like, okay, Kenneth, what is this and why is it on your neck? He's like, no, it's a mosquito bite. I'm like, oh, really? When did you get this mosquito bite? Because it's purple. It's like, no, I told you I was with my sister yesterday. By saying he was with his sister. So he lies and he says, no, I was with my sister yesterday. You're with your sister yesterday and now you have a love bite. He's like, no, it's a mosquito bite. I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, knowing me. I'm like, let's call your sister. Nah, guys, I'm not even kidding. You know what? One thing about me and family members, we gon' meet. Whether you like it or not, we're gonna get acquainted. I'm like, I bet. Cool. Give me your sister's number. Let me call her. He's like, no, it's a mosquito bite. I told you I was with her yesterday. I'm like, it's fine. I can't you say you were with her yesterday. I just want to know the time frames when you're with her. Because I want to know that either, it's one of two things. Either you got this love bite from somebody else and you were not with your sister, or you were with your sister and you and your sister are doing some sort of cruel intentions, incesty kind of nonsense. But whichever one it is, I will find out. So if you use the first excuse as your sister, then by all means go ahead. You know what I do? I ask for your sister's number. I'm like, give me your sister's number. No, Naledi. Yeah, I know Kenneth is starting now going around in circles. I know, I don't know Naledi. I'm like, Kenneth. Give me your sister's number. I want to ask her myself. I want to ask her my damn self. Hi. Now he can see that I'm not budging. He can see that I'm not budging because I'm obviously not believing the mosquito bite story. He gives me the sister's number. He sends it to me. He doesn't give me his phone. No, I don't know if I actually took it from him. And I called the sister. I don't remember. That part's a bit fuzzy. No. I didn't. Because I called the sister on my phone. She doesn't answer. That's okay. He got lucky. And then I text her. One thing about me, let me tell you, to any guy who dates me and potentially watches my videos, I am not an unreasonable hun. If you cheat on me, you tell me. If you lie to me, you tell me. Because what I do after that is up to me. If I stay with you, then I'll be the clown to stay with you. But if you lie to me, my nigga, I'll be dead before I let you lie to me and get away with it. Before I let you go to sleep going, oh, wanyela, over my dead body. I want to catch you in the lies so that you can think about every motherfucking thing you did to get to this point of lies. Which is why Nathan's story is coming up next. Because not only Nathan is he a liar, but also the girl that came up to me is a liar. Everything is just coming for a second. But it's okay. Nancy Drew. You want that one? I'm still prepare man. It's on chess, it's on yan. Fine. I text the sister. I'm like, hey, listen, my name is Naledi and I'm sitting here with Kenneth. I'm gonna call her Penny. I'm like, hi Penny. My name is Naledi. I'm here with Kenneth. He says he was with you yesterday. He's got a love bite on his neck. He claims it's a mosquito bite. Could you just, I don't even know if I told her the whole story. I was like, hey, could you just call me back when you see this or something like that? But I know I texted her. That was the stupidest thing I've ever done, because the thing about it is I never got to speak to the sister. I've only heard good things about Kenneth's sister. But then it was in that moment in time, because I obviously know she saw my message. She saw my message because I saw her last scene. She was someone who obviously had all that stuff on. But for her to not acknowledge me in that point in time was a very embarrassing thing on my part. But it also kind of went to like show the kind of sister she was to her brother. Like, she's gonna acknowledge her brother's devilish ways. It's fine. The same way, like, I'm also not gonna look. I'm different. Hey, I'm built different. You guys might not believe this, but I'm built different. Like, if my brother hurts his girlfriend, or any of my brothers hurt their girlfriends, you are getting the brunt of it from me. So when I texted her, immediately after texting her, as soon as I saw her go online, I was very embarrassed because she completely ignored my message. And I should have realized in that moment in time that, one, I shouldn't have involved her, because I knew what the truth was, but I obviously wanted to see Kenneth sweat. But also, two, you know, even if she had said like, hey, I don't want to be involved in this, I would have respected that a lot more. But obviously she doesn't owe me a response, because she probably doesn't know what the hell's going on. She's probably asking Kenneth, why am I not involved in this, whatever the case may be. I never met her, never got to know anything about her. I knew a few things about her, but I guess she didn't even know anything about me, because she never really acknowledged me in that sense. She never even came back and said, hey, I have no idea what you're talking about, or hi, sorry, can you please sort this out with Kenneth? Like, she didn't even so much as afford me a response. And that's when I knew, yes, I'm in the deep end here. Hey, we're not all built the same, we're built different. And I respect her for not saying anything, because maybe she's not a liar. Maybe she wasn't actually protecting her brother. Maybe she honestly just didn't want to be involved. Maybe she was angry at her brother for involving me in it, or involving her in it. So it's fine. I'd like to believe that for a multitude of reasons, she didn't say anything, and it was in her best interest not to say that. So it's fine. Hi, okay, fine. I don't know what comes over brothers, okay, but he decides to say, okay, Naledi, listen, I wasn't with my sister yesterday. Now, where were you? Now listen to the story, because now that I think about it, Kenneth was such, like, he was a sociopath, dude. Like, he is a sociopath, but like, okay. He's like, no, yesterday I was out with a couple of guys, and I want to relay the story, not verbatim, but like basically the brunt of what he said. He's like, no. So now Kenneth had this really bad habit of talking about how he hangs out with all the guys, like all the men, like 40-year-old plus, because he would work with them, but like he kind of knew who these men were behind closed doors. So kind of very like insinuating that these married men cheat on their wives, of which that's not an insinuation. We know that happens, okay? Like I live in an environment where I know that happens, so I can't say he's lying about the situation. So he's like, no. But also, when in looking back, Kenneth lied about a lot of things, not just his personal life, but even his work life. But I see caught up again. Okay, so he's like to me, no, Naledi, what happened was I wasn't with my sister. I was with a group of older men. So like, let's think of men like 40 plus. Maybe some are late 30s, I don't know. He's like, I was with these men, and these men had these girls over. I'm like, okay, were these girls their partners? He was like, no. Well, he doesn't know who belonged to who, but he says these men had these girls over, and we were all drinking, and these men obviously like explicit things, and he keeps emphasizing, like, obviously, you know, I'm trying to get work from them. And well, he didn't say trying to get work from them, but he did mention he is working with them. So he's like to me, obviously I'm playing my part as a gent, and I'm like, okay, cool, I hear that, but like, why do you have a love bite on your neck? He's like, no, because essentially what happened is that we were all drinking, and then one of the people at the party, I don't know who, they started, no, I don't even think he even said one of the people, was like, then there was spin the bottle. what? I don't know. Then there was a game of spin the bottle. And I'm like, okay. So, play it out for me, word for word, verbatim. What happened? He's like, okay, cool. So, he kept asking, do I have to tell you this? I'm like, yes. I think he was just thinking on his feet. It's him and Nathan are such good liars that, like, the day I drag Nathan, oh man, it's gonna be World War IV. But like, it'll be good. It'll be a sight. It'll be spectacular. He's like to me, no. If I remember correctly, he's like, no. We started playing this game, and then the bottle pointed towards the girl, and then they said the girl must give anyone in the room a love bite. Now let me ask you a question. Why would that girl in that room pick the brokest nigga in the room to give a love bite to? Yes, granted, okay, fine, he might have been the youngest, but that's also a stretch. He probably wasn't the youngest. But like, why would she pick the brokest one in the room to give a love bite to? Huh? Let's say those girls are there for the other barras. Why would she go and pick Kenneth? Don't fucking play me. Don't fucking play me. So now let's go with this story. He's like, no, they asked this girl she would give someone a love bite, and she gave me a love bite. And I'm like, okay. And so you agreed because? He's like, no, like we were playing the game. Like you can see he's even laughing. Like he's trying to be like hysterical about it. He's like, no, we're just playing the game. And I'm like, you're in a relationship. When you were picked, or when it came across you and her and they were like, give each other a love bite, you literally could have said no. It's like, no, I couldn't. You don't understand. I'm like, what? Oh, you tested me. I'm like, huh? He's like, no, babe, it wasn't like that. It was completely innocent, whatever. I'm like, okay, but this love bite is dark. So how long was she sucking your neck for? Okay, this is a game. So if they say suck his neck, they're not gonna watch you guys for about 1 minute and 30 seconds sucking your neck. But then this person was sucking your neck. So how long was she there for? It must have been 30 seconds at most. I'm like, Owen, you wanna Kenneth? Because khale ke fisana di love bite and the love bite di hlokana ko mama. Hey, he goes on with the story. I obviously don't believe in period. I don't believe him. I'm just like, you know what? I think you should go. I really think you should go, because this is not working. Like this one is not working. He's like, no, please, Naledi, it's the truth. I'm like, like this one I can't do, period, point blank. Like, sorry, I'm good. Like this one, like I know I'm stupid, I know I have moments of stupidity, but this I cannot play dumb or blind to. Like I'm not doing this. He's like, please dude, let's just talk, hear me out. I'm like, you have no receipts to back up what you're saying. I don't know where you are, who you are with. You claim you were in the East Rand, but like you could have been anywhere yesterday. Show me chats of when you were with these people or when you left their place. Show me like an entry code. Show me anything. He couldn't show me anything. And yeah, he left with his love bite and his head in between his tail, or his tail in between his legs. But he left with his love bite, and I think after that time, I kind of sort of slowly moved on from him, hey? Like I kind of sort of slowly started finding other people, and shortly after that love bite saga, we came to an end. It is what it is, guys. And that is the story. That's how I found out that he was cheating on me. And now, in hindsight, I really think he was with another woman, because the story just didn't make sense under any circumstance. But it could have been possible, but I didn't believe it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Do you think that he was definitely at a party where they were playing these dirty games? Or do you think he was with one of the girls that I mentioned in the last story time? But other than that, your fave is going to continue drinking, and I'll see you in the next story time. Next one.